Okay, let's begin, please. Okay, we finished in A3, right? You remember that? Do you remember if we finished here or not? So that I review.
Yes, teacher. Here.
I can't hear you.
Yes, teacher, we finish here.
Oh, okay. Okay, let's please begin. So, can you please read?
Amy has found out that Jackie takes acting classes at the university. Now Amy has gone there to find Jackie. Talia is going to meet her at the university so that they can talk to Jackie. Amy has arrived before Talia. Look at the picture. Amy is going to talk to Jackie. Predict, what do you think she will talk about first? Jackie's brother Dean, Jackie's acting ability, drama classes at the university, the audio recording that was sent to Newsline.
What do you think?
Uh, Jackie's brother Dean.
Okay.
Talia, where are you? Are you almost here?
I'm less than 5 minutes away. Can you see her?
Yes, yes. I see her. She's sitting at a table. Hurry up, class starts in about 10 minutes.
Well, just go over to her and start a conversation. You've done your homework, haven't you?
My homework?
I mean, have you found out what courses she's taking and everything?
Oh, yeah. I can do a little acting myself, if that's what you mean.
So, go act like a drama student and go and talk to her. I'll be right there.
Excuse me, you're in the drama program, right?
Yes. Oh, hi.
Do you know if Professor Roberts is teaching this semester?
Yes, he is. He's fabulous. I'm taking his improvisation class. In fact, it's tonight.
Oh, great.
I've been taking classes here for about a year, and I think he's been my best teacher.
I know what you mean. He's very inspiring, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I've become a much better actor since taking his classes.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
Okay, so what was the answer here?
Um, Drama classes at the university.
Okay, yes. Let's continue here. Can you please read?
Amy continues talking with Jackie. She's trying to make small talk. pleasant conversation to fill the time until Talia arrives. Jackie gets very excited and tells Amy several personal things during the conversation. Predict what you think she tells Amy. Her brother knows someone in the movies business. Her brother is a soccer player. She has a part in a movie with a famous actor. She's hoping to be a movie star someday. She has met some famous actors. She's planning to go to a famous restaurant tonight.
Okay, so in this case, what do you think? Could be various options here.
Mm, mm, she has met some famous actors.
Okay, any other?
And her brother is a soccer player.
Okay. Can you repeat, please, this part, these two words?
A pleasant conversation.
Pleasant. Okay. So let's hear pronunciation.
Pleasant,
It's pleasant, not pleasant.
pleasant,
Okay. Pleasant conversation. Can you please repeat now?
A pleasant conversation.
Exactly. Okay, so let's watch.
Oh, I'm Amy Lee, by the way.
Hi, Jackie Bishop. Well, that's my real name. My stage name is Jackie Baker.
So, do you have an agent?
As a matter of fact, I spoke to an agent last week. I just sent him my audition reel, and he thought it was incredible.
I'm not surprised. You do seem incredible.
And my brother knows this big-time film director. He's going to introduce me.
That's great. Wait, is your brother that famous soccer player?
Dean Bishop? That's right. He's my older brother. We just adore each other. He's a soccer star. I'm going to be a movie star. Tonight, he's taking me out for a celebration.
Tonight. Really? A celebration. What are you celebrating?
Oh, just this little success. I like to say, always celebrate your successes.
That sounds like excellent advice.
Anyway, we're going to this fabulous restaurant near here, Valentino's. Have you ever eaten there?
Me? No, I can't afford that.
I ate there once and I saw Madonna.
Wow.
Can you believe it? It was so exciting.
I guess you have to go to the right places.
Absolutely. I booked the perfect table for people watching.
I'm impressed. You really plan ahead. You're amazing.
Okay, so what were the answers here?
Her brother is a soccer player.
Okay.
She's hoping to be a movie star someday.
Okay.
And she has met some famous actors.
Okay, let's watch again, please.
Oh, I'm Amy Lee, by the way.
Hi, Jackie Bishop. Well, that's my real name. My stage name is Jackie Baker.
So, do you have an agent?
As a matter of fact, I spoke to an agent last week. I just sent him my audition reel, and he thought it was incredible.
I'm not surprised. You do seem incredible.
And my brother knows this big-time film director. He's going to introduce me.
That's great. Wait, Is your brother that famous soccer player?
Dean Bishop? That's right. He's my older brother. We just adore each other. He's a soccer star. I'm going to be a movie star. Tonight, he's taking me out for a celebration.
Tonight. Really? A celebration. What are you celebrating?
Oh, just this little success. I like to say, always celebrate your successes.
That sounds like excellent advice.
Anyway, we're going to this fabulous restaurant near here, Valentino's. Have you ever eaten there?
Me? No, I can't afford that.
I ate there once and I saw Madonna.
Wow.
Can you believe it? It was so exciting.
I guess you have to go to the right places.
Absolutely. I booked the perfect table for people watching.
I'm impressed. You really plan ahead. You're amazing.
Okay, so it's her brother knows someone in the movie business. Her brother is a soccer player. She's hoping to be a movie star someday, and she's planning to go to a favorite restaurant tonight. This one is not correct because she saw Madonna. That doesn't mean that she met Madonna. Okay, it's very different. Any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, so let's do this. We're gonna work on this. Exercises you shouldn't take you long. Okay, please tell me when you're finished.
I finished, teacher.
Okay, we're gonna review. Okay, Jackie tells Amy a lot about her dream to become an actor. From what she says, we can tell that Jackie, no, she doesn't have any experience because she doesn't even have an agent. Jackie doesn't tell Amy what she and Dean are going to celebrate because, well, they were framing Nick. That's what they're celebrating. Okay, here also we have 50. Amy talks very politely to Jackie in order to because if she's very polite, Jackie will probably want to stay and talk to her. At the end of the sentence, Amy says, yes, I'm sure you have. Amy probably feels sarcastic, yes. Okay, any questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, let's continue here with number present continuous. Let's listen.
Hi, it's Emily. You know, I've been watching a lot of soccer lately. I've watched 3 matches on TV so far, and I've even gone to a few games. Have been watching is the present perfect continuous. Have watched and have gone are the present perfect. Let's compare these 2 verb forms.
Okay, let's read.
Uh, we often use the present perfect to talk about something that was completed at some time in the past, but not at a specific time. With the present perfect, we are focusing on the completion and result of an action. Have you found out Jackie's schedule? In the example, Talia wants to know about the result of Amy's search.
Okay,
We
number
often
2.
use the present perfect continuous to talk about something that happened in the past and is still happening. With the present perfect continuous, we are focusing on the continuation of an action. She's been sitting in the lounge for about 10 minutes. In the example, Amy means that Jackie is still sitting in the lounge.
Okay, continue with 3 and 4.
We often use the present perfect to talk about amounts, how much, how many, and how many times. We've read 3 books in Professor Roberts' class. We often use the present perfect continuous to talk about how long. We've been studying journalism for about six months.
Continue, please.
Sometimes you can use either the present perfect or the present perfect continuous with verbs such as live, work, study, play, take, or teach with for or since. There is often no difference in meaning between the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. Amy has studied journalism since last year, or Amy has been studying journalism since last year. These 2 words, these 2 sentences have the same meaning.
Okay, here this is journalism. Can you repeat after me? Journalism.
Journalism.
Yes, journalism. Okay, so this word is completion. Can you repeat after me? Completion.
Completion.
Yes. Completion. Let's listen to that.
Completion.
Completion. Okay. So we often use the present perfect to talk about something that was completed at some time in the past, but not at a specific time. Like, I don't know. Can you please create 2 sentences using the present perfect for actions that you have already completed?
Uh, mm, Questions or sentences?
No, sentences.
Okay. Mm, 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 mm.
Okay, it's not too complicated.
Um, um, you have painted mm, that frame.
Okay. Another one.
Mm, you have helped uh, to those kids.
Those kids. You have those kids. Okay, great. Here you have 2 examples of things that happened in the past. They're finished. And we are focusing on the completion of and result of an action. Okay, great. So we use the present perfect continuous to talk about something that it happened in the past, but it's still happening. Like, I don't know. I've been teaching the TOEFL for 8 years, let's say, or I've been watching the Euros. The Euros, yes. Okay, so can you please provide me 2 examples here?
Um, I have been doing my homework.
Okay. What else?
I have been playing the new video game.
Great. Great job. So in both cases, you're still doing the homework and you're still playing the video game. Okay, so that's what it means here. Any question with 1 or 2?
No, teacher.
Okay, so we often use the present perfect to talk about amounts, like how much, how many times. Like, I don't know. I played 3 video games. Or I've read 5 books. I made $1 million last year. I don't know. So when you talk about amounts, not always, but you often use the present perfect. Also, we often use the present perfect continuous to talk about how long. Like I've been doing the homework for one for 1 week, let's say. I have been playing that video game for a month. Okay, you could use like how long or since last month. Any question with reinforce maybe?
No, teacher.
Okay, great. And finally, we can use either the present perfect or the present perfect continuous with verbs such as live, work, study, play, take, teach. Okay, so with those verbs like I've worked here since 2020, or I've been working here since 2020 are practically the same. Okay, or any of these verbs like I've been studying. Oh, well, here you have the example. Or I have been teaching the TOEFL for 8 years. Oh, yeah, I have taught. These are basically the same. Okay, with these verbs, you could use the present perfect or the present perfect continuous. Is there any question, maybe?
No, teacher.
Okay, let's continue here.
Hi. Today we're going to look at embedded WH and yes/no questions. I don't know if you've already studied them. Do you know how we form them? We're going to talk about that too.
Okay, can you please read?
An embedded question is a question that's inside another sentence. What do you mean? I know what you mean. What you mean is an embedded question. Embedded W questions begin with a question word. When does the class begin? Can you tell me when the class begins?
Continue, please.
Embedded yes/no questions begin with if. Is she there? Do you know if she's there? Notice that we use the statement word order, not question order in embedded questions. Where is she? Is she there?
5 and 6.
We don't use a form of the auxiliary verb do in the embedded question. What do you mean? We do not say, I know what do you mean? Or I know what you do mean. Does she have an agent? We do not say, I wonder does she have an agent? Or I wonder she does have an agent. You can have an embedded question inside a statement or inside another question. When the embedded question is in a statement, use a period at the end of the sentence. I know what you want. When the embedded question is in a question, use a question mark at the end of the sentence. Can you tell me what you want?
Okay. So let's listen to the pronunciation of notice.
Notice.
Notice. Okay, so it's not notice, it's notice. Notice. Okay, this W and T basically sound like a D if you listen closely.
Notice.
Notice. Notice. It's not notice, it's notice.
Notice.
Okay, so okay, so an embedded question. Can you please repeat after me that word here?
Notice that.
Excellent. Notice that. Great. Okay, so with embedded question, an embedded question is a question inside another sentence, like embedded. Do you know the meaning of embedded?
No, teacher.
Okay, embedded, the meaning of that is like when it's like implanted. Implanted. Okay, like embedded. That means implanted. Like I could say like a gold ring with embedded stones. Gold ring with embedded stones. So in that case, it means implanted. Okay, so embedded is the meaning of that is embedded question. So you could basically try to figure it out. But what do you mean? And I know what you mean here. I know what you mean. This part is the embedded question. What do you mean? Okay, so I'm gonna provide you here a list. You could ask embedded questions like in many ways. I wonder, what do you mean? Could you tell me what do you mean? Do you know what, well, what he means, let's say? Can you remember what, or let's use a different sentence. When the class begins, I know when the class begins. I wonder when the class begins. Can you tell me when the class begins? Do you know when the class begins? Can you remember when the class begins? Let's ask when the class begins. We need to find out when the class begins. I'd like to know when the class begins. I'm not sure when the class begins. Would you mind explaining when the class begins? Okay, so you could use embedded questions with any of these, and there are even more. But the thing is that with embedded questions, well, embedded questions can have like a WH question. Embedded WH questions begin with a question word, like here. All of them are embedded WH questions because the embedded question here, that is when the class begins with a WH question, that is when. Okay, but the rest of the question here, in this case, and here's in this point, when the embedded question is in a statement, we use a period at the end of the sentence. And when the embedded question is a question, we use a question mark. Okay, so with I know is a sentence. That's why we end with a period. I wonder, again, sentence and with a period. Could you tell me is a question? So we end with a question mark. Do you know? It's a question mark. Can you remember question mark? Let's ask sentence, period. We need to find out it's a sentence, a period. I'd like to know, again, a sentence. So if you use a question and then put a better question in between, you need to end with a question mark. But if you use a sentence and put a embedded question in between, you need to end with a period. Okay? I don't know if there's any question there.
No, teacher.
Okay, so also there are embedded questions that begin with if, like is she there? Do you know if she's there? So you could use any of these again. Like I know if she's there. I wonder if she's there. Could you tell me if she's there? Do you know if she's there? And you can continue here, okay? So you can use it with all of the formats. But it's a yes no question, and when you transform that, you need to use if or whether. But in this case, we're not gonna talk about it. But in all of these questions, embedded questions, we use statement word order, not question word order. Okay? Like here, if the question is where she is, where is she? That's a question word order. An embedded question, what would be the embedded question here? Like, I wonder, what would you put here?
Where she is.
Exactly, where she is. So in this case, where she is, it's a statement, or it follows a statement word order. Right? Because here the subject comes before the verb. And in meta questions, you need to follow that. Okay. So that's a very common mistake. People saying, I wonder where is she? No, it's I wonder where she is. Or let's use, is she there? Is she there? That's a question word order. So what would you put here? I wonder.
If she is there.
Exactly. Great job. Okay, and finally, we don't use a form of the auxiliary verb to in embedded questions. Like, what do you mean? And this is obvious because we're talking about a statement word order. So in statements, we don't use do or does, like if it's affirmative. Like, what do you mean? What would be the better question? I wonder.
What do you mean?
Exactly what you mean. Exactly correct. And does she have an agent? What's the better question? I wonder.
If she has an agent.
Great job. Okay, any questions regarding embedded questions?
No, teacher. It's clear.
Okay. Great job. So we're gonna begin with participial adjectives. Let's listen.
Hi. Today we're going to review an interesting topic, participial adjectives. Are you interested in finding out about them? Interesting and interested are two examples of participial adjectives. Let's talk about when to use them.
Okay, can you please read?
Participial adjectives end in ed and ing. They usually describe feelings or reactions, but the two forms have different meanings. Examples of participial adjectives are bored and boring.
Great. Continue, please.
We use ID adjectives to talk about how someone feels. Amy, I'm not surprised. In the example, Amy is talking about how she feels. We use ing adjectives to talk about someone or something that causes a feeling or reaction. Jackie, I saw Madonna. It was so exciting. In the example, Jackie is talking about how seeing Madonna in a restaurant caused a reaction in her. Seeing Madonna was exciting. As a result, Jackie felt excited.
Great. Okay, so we're gonna please we're gonna finish here. Tomorrow we're gonna continue with the participial adjectives. Okay, so let's send these to the group. Okay, so